tonight at midnight, FentyBeauty.com goes live. And I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on this.
So what did Fenty do that the others didn't do? Why are they so successful? Well, today we're going to go through the top 5 reasons to why Fenty is so successful. Fenty's mission. Fenty was on a mission to exclude no one. We started with the promo video. When they released this, I thought it was edgy and super diverse. And it really showed what Fenty was about. So another example of Fenty's mission would be when they first launched. So when they first launched, they had 40 colors. Now, that was more than typical at the time, which was just a handful of colors. This move really showed that Fenty meant business, and they were willing to go the extra mile to do this. Since the success of Fenty, other brands have started to include more colors as well that covers the full spectrum, from the darkest colors to the most palest and everything in between. Which I think is great, but sad in some ways, as this could have been done years ago. As for example, some brands claim that darker colors was too difficult to produce, but somehow Fenty found a way. Number 2, teamwork. I feel like the team behind Fenty must have worked incredibly well together because of the way they executed the launch was to such a high level. An example of this was on launch day. So this involved a coordinated effort with 17 countries launching at the same time. And it was the same day that Rihanna had walked down the runway for the Milan Fashion Week. So they were able to ride the wave of the media attention, additional media attention that Rihanna would have had at the time. So again, very strategic, well planned, well organized. I like that. And it really shows of their teamwork. By the way, so the team behind Fenty is called Kendo Brands. And Kendo Brands is a sister company to LVMH. And LVMH are behind the likes of Dior, Louis Vuitton, Sephora, and so on. So they're, a big deal. With the partnership as well, it gives them opportunity to get into lots of stores. So Sephora, I mentioned, it gets, they can get into that. So that retail environment, they can get into there very quickly and then get the sales data and so on. And also with LVMH, you got somebody that they're already used to creating big brands and they know how to market towards customers. So, Rihanna, I don't know who chose who, but it was certainly a great partnership. You could see both sides were able to bring something to the table. So I think it was a great partnership, great teamwork there from Kendo Brands and Rihanna there. I had a look at the review for Fenty, not for me, but for the purposes of the video. But it was clear over and over again that the quality was outstanding. A lot of women felt like it took them to the next level and made them feel special, made them feel good. And that's what you want from makeup. So Fenty clearly did a brilliant job with the quality. I hear that Kendo Brands actually worked with Rihanna for 2 years working on the formulation. And it really shows when you see the attention to detail and the level of quality that they were able to achieve. Clearly it shows that they did a brilliant job there. It wasn't just a typical collaboration, but it was something that they clearly took the time to make sure that the quality was as high as it could be. Social media influencers. Partnering with social media influencers is nothing new. Many brands have done it for a long time, and it's worked very successfully to boost sales. However, I feel like Fenty really went the extra mile with theirs. Here's what I mean. For example, they did invite-only pre-sales, which was mainly aimed at influencers and YouTubers and bloggers and so on. I can imagine if I was, being invited, if I was like a beauty blogger and I was being invited to such an event, I'd imagine that would be amazing to have the opportunity to be one of the first to own the product, and probably can't wait to test it and then can't wait to share my experience on social media and so on to let everybody else know how it was. There was also private parties as well, again for the select few, where Rihanna actually came to the event as well, and they had the opportunity to meet Rihanna, which, how many of you have actually had the opportunity to meet somebody like Rihanna? I imagine that would be incredible. And again, through social media coverage, that's just an experience of a lifetime. It would be amazing. For some of the Fenty events that were in Paris and Milan, for example, Fenty actually came in person, but this time she was actually doing the makeup for quite a few of them, which again, how incredible would that be? Like, I can imagine that would be, amazing. Like, how many people can say that they were able to have their makeup done by Rihanna? And from what I hear, she was really nice. She looked like she was having fun, and she was really nice and really welcoming, and really, brought her A game when she came. So again, just creating that really, really nice experience for the customers. I think you can see that all these 3 examples have a similar thing in common, and that is making the customer feel special. And this is a big thing. So for those of you that have businesses or are thinking to do business in the future, I think that's definitely a massive point that you could take from it. What can you do to go the extra mile to make the customer feel special? As this can go a long way to building your relationship with the customers. Of course, they also did paid sponsorship as well, which with beauty influencers and so on, which again would have helped to boost the sales for the brand. Rihanna's positioning. It's interesting. As I've done my research on Fenty, I've noticed that Rihanna isn't really at the center of Fenty. Now, I know some of you might be thinking, Chico, what are you talking about? But let me explain. It started with the initial teaser video. So when you look at it, you'll notice that there's many women of color, as we've said before. They're posing and so on. But towards the end, then that's when Rihanna makes an appearance. And I think it's very deliberate. What Fenty is trying to say is that they want what they stand for to take the limelight, and that they want Rihanna to be behind. And it really showed in that advert. And when I look through the social media campaigns, a similar theme runs through, which is the customer is at the center of the product. Hit me up in the comments if you agree with my assessment on Fenty. That's all for today. Which of the 5 reasons do you think is the biggest as to why Fenty has been successful? Leave your comments down below, I'd love to know. And also, smash the like button if you like the video. Lastly, any points do you think I've missed or I could have included in the top 5, let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say. Or any other comments that you've got about Fenty, let me know. And be sure to subscribe below. Thank you for watching.